Strategy and Snark presents Dungeons & Dragons Online. And welcome back. Today we're looking at the epic Heart of Madness chain. That is 3 quests, so should be a nice easy jaunt. We're here in the 12 because 2 of the quests are here, but the first one is actually over there in Lord's March. Yeah, Lord's March Plaza. And as I was running around, I remembered, after how many episodes, to actually put prayer back on our spell list. Let's see, there's prayer. What do we have on here? I'm going to guess, I think we put remove curse on specifically for Demon Sands. And I just never fixed it. Man, how long ago was Demon Sands? It was a little while. Anyway, this, in case you've never tried, this little camp right here actually counts as a tavern, so you can swap your spells around and stuff. So, into the plaza, to the first quest, which, if you've watched the heroic version, and again, I don't know why you'd be here in the epic version without having seen the heroic one first. This is my least favorite quest in this chain. And of course they're all going to be blue. I've already done all the quests. Quest giver! Where are you? I don't remember. No, the quest giver is in the 12. He tells you to walk through the gate. Because you're right here. He tells you to just walk over there. Off to a great start. As I yeet myself out the wrong door again. I do like that there's that shortcut to the harbor. I don't ever use it outside of that quest, but it's nice that it's there. Here we go, finally. We're almost 3 minutes in. I found the quest. Hopefully it doesn't break this time. You know, for all 3 of you who are watching this and haven't watched the original one, I have had issues with this quest breaking, like, every time. So we have to wait for a lengthy cutscene. So I'm not even buffing yet. I'm going to just run straight in there to get the cutscene moving. Talk to the promoter. There we go. Guard the fashion show. So. 2 things to note. 1, I am still a little sick. Just one of those unfortunate realities that being sick is why I have the time to make the recordings. So, I'm going to try to keep the random hacking cough to a minimum. So if my voice sounds a little funny, that's why. And also, you'll note we have a new hireling. So I had to go reload on my hirelings, and now we have the hireling I am most familiar with. Because this, until relatively recently, was the highest level cleric hireling. So this is the one that you would always have once you hit level 27. There's no reason not to take this one. They have recently added more because the level cap is slowly heading up towards 40. I guess I should start buffing now. So we're going to slowly kill the monsters. What we don't want is for one of them to, like, despawn or something. I'm not 100% sure what it was that causes the problem, the issue that I have, that I've had more than once, right? And I already don't like this quest. The issue I've had is that you have to survive the onslaught here, right? But, like, one guy won't spawn. Like, it'll expect me to kill somebody and I'll run around in circles forever, unable to find the last thing to spawn. Because it's not like there's, I don't know, a gong to force the enemies to come and find you. Oh, look, dungeon alert. Hey, devs, have I done anything to deserve even a glimpse of dungeon alert? Even a glimpse? Am I doing anything wrong? But yes, once again, a quest that they could solve the problem by adding a gong. Gongs would solve a lot of problems in a lot of quests. Get out of here, dungeon alert. I am literally killing things as fast as they will run at me. Hey, we're actually taking some damage. And there goes all the damage. Man, look at the HP on that hireling. It's probably too small for you to see, but we've been running around. I want to say the other hireling had 400 HP. Maybe it was something kind of small, like... I didn't really pay that much attention to it, but I look at this one. Yeah, that's... she has more HP than I do. That is 1480 on a hireling. She is a chonky gal. She is not going to go down easy. I only have 1282, so she's solidly 200 HP over me. That's... Yeah, there's the other guy. So at least it's the beginning of the quest, give or take. So if something does break, it's not like you had to go through the whole quest and then it breaks. I've had a quest like that in a little while. It's definitely happened before, but it's like, I get it. It's going to happen in especially in an MMO. Like, somebody's gonna break something sometime. I'm not happy about it. As long as it gets fixed, though. Alright, here we are. Here we are again. Doop, doop, doop. About this hole. Nothing? I remember there was something about... I came in here and I was fighting with an NPC. There was an NPC who was fighting back. And we kept her alive somehow. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. Maybe she was supposed to die and she didn't or something. But yeah, I think we're stuck again. 0% success rate on getting this quest to work right on the first try. Like, glad to see the epic version kept this part. Alright, let's run around a little more thoroughly on the other side. I've been trying to kind of physically stick my guy, like, in every nook and cranny, like maybe aggro something, put you aggressive, maybe you'll find something. It's gotta be like one enemy just like didn't quite spawn in correctly. Oh, hello, is it you? Oh. Okay. You know what would solve this? Okay? This is not difficult. Change it from kill all the enemies to kill almost all the enemies. Right? And then if one doesn't spawn right, big deal. Like, just move that threshold. I doubt that they're using a straight up, if all monsters dead. It's got to be after a certain number of kills. Okay. I don't know, right? I'm not a coder. But I find it reasonable that it's a matter of after X number of kills, open door, just move that counter down 1 or 2. That is just a find and replace number change kind of thing. I wonder if it changes like hard versus elite or something. Like, I don't know. I'm not a coder, but whoever their coder is knows. We made it through this time. Okay? We made it through. But it didn't look good. And now we basically just run straight to the end, right? Pretty sure. I so rarely do this quest because it breaks, right? So I will do buggy quests and I will try to like not trigger the bad bugs if I like the quest. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any, but there's like in the back of my mind, I'm remembering something like, don't touch this thing or don't touch that because it's been broken for years. And it's like, okay, well, that's because I already know about it. It doesn't bug me. But even knowing about this one, like, there's not enough. Well, let me finish my thought in the right order. I don't mind dealing with a buggy thing when the quest is fun. Last episode, the controls for the airship. I don't really know how to make those things aim or fire or whatever, and they seem kind of buggy every time I use them. But that's fine. Like, I just ignore that part. It's not required to do the quest, and I still like the quest. Like, the rest of the quest is still interesting and fun and worth doing. Would it be even better if the thing was fixed and or usable in general? Yeah. Is it a big deal? No. Still gonna do it. Would I be doing this quest if I wasn't in the process of doing every quest in the game? No. No. Never. I don't think I even did this quest on hardcore. What's the boss of this quest? I think the boss of this quest is a beholder, so I don't think I would have done it anyway. But, like, even in the context of I need to do as many different quests as possible, I go out of my way to not do this one. Alright. So this counts as the second sewer chamber, apparently. Map context tells me that this is the first one. So I'm glad that this guy's from the plane of madness, because the way he's talking about, like, oh, we can't have nice things. Well, you're the one who's actually ruining other people's nice things. Like, You must be. You must be crazy. Because you cannot see how you are obviously a hypocrite. I don't know how well... I don't know how well the Zoriat stuff works as... So it does, like, some interesting body horror kind of stuff. But... I think it works better when it's the... like, you are fighting madness itself, not you are fighting a bunch of crazy people. Because we fight crazy people all the time. Like cultists, and, you know, other cultists, or the other flavor of cultists. Or even just, like, you know, just generically evil people who don't believe themselves to be evil. Slavers. I mean, think about the level of self-delusion it takes to be a slaver. Alright, I'm gonna thin the herd a little bit. But yeah, like, even like the body horror stuff going on here, like, oh, look how terrible this is. Like, sure. But this is already a world of monsters. So, I don't know. I'm not sure the you walk into a room and see a monster is quite what they're going for compared to... I mean, even compared to something like Death House in Ravenloft, right? The atmospheric horror, I think, worked a little better. Or, like, the original Delirium. Like, the body horror idea, but you get to see it happen kind of one thing at a time. I don't know. I had to wait on the debuff before I could open the loot. Ooh, epic arcane armor. That's actually not bad. Like, if you're like a warlock or somebody who wants to wear some armor with less spell failure, it's got con and int on it. Yes, it's for... Well, who would you be if you needed int, but you also wanted armor? I don't know. It's bound to account, right? Yes, okay. I don't know. I don't recognize the item. Because I don't play this quest. It's interesting enough that it will go into the Vault of Forever storage. And then someday be fed to a sentient weapon. Alright. We're out of the bad one. List says Palace of Stone is next, if we're going to do them in the official order. This is Palace of Stone, right? Yes. We actually click somewhere in here. Is it here? This opens the thing he hands you, takes you into the quest. Boop. I like this one. This one shows, like, the whimsy of madness. Right? Because crazy doesn't always mean sociopath. Crazy doesn't always mean the Joker. Sometimes crazy is... Oh, apparently we're lagging. Sometimes crazy is Van Gogh. Right? Insert musician / painter / whatever here. Very often, something a little off about them. So, I like that there are quests like this that are the fun side of crazy without having to just randomly murder everyone who happens to live in a certain neighborhood. You know, I know it's too late. I know it's too late, but I just had an idea that I really wish they would have used. Oh. And now that it's in my head, I can't let go. So, the whole time we've been doing these epic quests, right? It's been variations of, you know, here's the quest, scaled up. Here's the quest, maybe it changes, you know, one monster out for another. But what if, okay, what if being epic, right? Because when epic first came out, there was the, when levels past 20 first came out. Because there was epic for a while, but it was at level 20. What if all of level 21 to 40 was just level 1 to 20 again? Exact same quests in the exact same order. Because the difference here is you pull a Majora's Mask. There is that chronoscope sitting in Eberron. What if epic mode is that things got so bad they sent you back, and so you bust into Korthos fully powered, right? Already knowing what's going on, okay? But you have to do the quests more or less in the right order to maintain the timeline, because you have to keep the timeline in order for your knowledge of the future to remain relevant. And now I admittedly just really like Majora's Mask, but yeah, I think there's something to this. And yes, I'm gonna just keep podcasting about this for like the next 10 minutes because we're just running through a quest we've done before. There's not going to be any changes to these quests. These quests came out, epic and heroic, at the same time. They were designed in tandem. There's no updating here. There's maybe a few more enemies. Like, I noticed there was 2 Medusas instead of 1. Is that an epic thing? Or is that we're on a hard mode thing? I don't know. But you know what's more fun than theorizing about monster placement? So you go back in time and you're in Korthos. Do you just suplex your way through Misery's Peak right away? Because we'll say you've got all your gear and you've got your powers, but nobody knows who you are. And we'll skip over the part that most time travel skips, which is the shouldn't there already be a version of you there? We'll say that you are taking your own place, so you're not trying to get around you. What do you do different in Korthos? And what's the consequences? I should have gone the other way first. I did that last time too. So Just spitballing off the top of my head. The inner Korthos quests are so short, right? And it would take you so little effort to just like go get the scroll case, wipe the Sahagin out of that one crypt. Like, I feel like it's not worth skipping them. And you're normally by yourself, right? Oh man, you're almost always adventuring by yourself. Nobody would realize that you're basically Goku. It's Overlord, right? If you've seen that anime, it's... I don't know how to say his name. Imzaldun or something. The main character of Overlord goes incognito as an adventurer to check out the town. But because adventurers don't usually adventure together because they're competing for the rewards, he could just, like, blow through stuff out in the wilderness. Anyway, same idea, right? I would take my epic self. I would clear that first tomb of all the Sahagin. Really, how long am I going to be down? I'd clear them out. Definitely grab the scroll case. Protecting the crystal would be funny. I will say, however, there is an argument to be made about making sure you still bring allies, especially to any quest with potential survivors. So, the problem is, right, you walk in, you swing your, plus 15, epic greatsword, and you take the mountaintop off as you take the Sahagin's head off. It's even more likely, right, that the bad guys are going to turn and run. You have to full clear everything. You can't leave survivors if your point is to maintain your I'm a normal little baby adventurer, don't mind me, which you would supposedly need to handle whatever actual threat came along. I kind of used this idea in a way when I played my paper D&D game. The idea was that I was using the plot for Orchard of the Macabre. That the Black Abbot was trying to take over stuff so he could ascend to godhood. Okay? So, when the players show up in town, nobody knows them, right? It's not until they do some adventuring and show off their power that the abbot takes notice of them. And so, if you were... Let's just say that the abbot succeeds or something, and that's why you need to chronoscope your way back in time, which is totally what I did. You need to keep a low profile, because you know that drawing the abbot's attention... Did I not flip that lever? You know drawing his attention will be bad for trying to stop him. And if you just randomly show up the day before his self-coronation, right, oozing the power of 1,000 suns because you have come from the distant future to stop his reign of tyranny, he's gonna go, wait a minute, something I have not planned for has just showed up, but I'm immortal, so I'm just going to kind of start changing my plans, and then all of your foreknowledge is useless. So, you go through Korthos. You probably do Korthos more or less normally, right? Because nobody knows who you are. And if you do anything super heroic, they'll notice, right? You won't show up as a nobody in Stormreach, which is what you need. You'll show up as that strange wandering swordsman who showed up and single-handedly suplexed the dragon, punched the mind flayer, and just took a bite out of a Korai mind subject. That story might get around. So, being the guy who assisted, right? Showing up as the assistant to the adventurers who actually saved Korthos by distracting a dragon long enough for you to flip the light switch while it wasn't looking, right? All you did was flip the light switch. That's all anyone needs to know, is you flipped the light switch. That's better, right? Then you move into the harbor. You probably, because of your foreknowledge, you've got a couple choices to make. You know Hazadil is evil. Do you take Hazadil out immediately? Because he's the one who's attacking Body Cartman, the guy who hires you for your first couple quests. If you take Hazadil out immediately, he never steals the stuff that leads you to the Twilight Forge. How much does it matter that you don't go to the Twilight Forge? I mean, you could still go to the Twilight Forge. You still know where it is. But nobody else is gunning for it. Ooh, so there's the thing. If you stop the people you know try to get the Twilight Forge, does that mean nobody tries to get it? And you save some time by focusing on oh man. This could be its own strategy RPG right here. You've only got X number of days, right? You've only got 20 adventures worth of adventuring to do before the end of the world. And every adventure you do, changes something on the way, but doesn't necessarily give you the edge you need. So, the more of the original stuff you do, the more of your reputation and allies and other world events will match what you remember. But you won't have as much time to make changes. Guess you'd have to have a really strong villain. Not strong power level. You'd have to have strong solid, cool, intricate plan. He does something awesome. It's not Thanos' snap that you're trying to stop. Right? Because that was one moment. And that moment could change a lot, right? Delaying Thanos 5 minutes is not going to change the outcome. And so it's I guess Avengers they did the time travel thing, but they went back in time. No, because they weren't allowed to change anything in the past, so it's not the same. So what I'm thinking of, let's say that the Black Abbot basically is collecting the Infinity Stones so that he can become a god. Do you just go after the Infinity Stones, knowing what he's after? Because that's really just moving the target, right? I guess this actually, we have an in-universe version of this already. We have the orbs in Vecna. That's literally the current storyline. It's literally the next pack that's going to come out. Is they're doing more stuff with Vecna. And those orbs. So yeah. Let's say Vecna succeeds. Then they send you back in time. And you've only got so many quest days. Do you spend them trying to get the orbs? Do you spend them trying to undermine his allies? Like, so as the person who's doing the writing, right? If you're the dungeon master, man, you have to have a really strong plan for how the villain wins if he's not stopped. And that plan for how the villain wins has to be like 3 or 4 contingency plans strong. Like, if the players cannot succeed on the first run, right? Because if they just run in and suplex Vecna on the first try, then there was no point to any of your writing. All you did was make a lackluster boss fight. So, and if it's, we went and we found one of the stones and we threw it into the sun, that's also not good, right? Like, you moved one thing and his plan failed. It's gotta be resilient to a couple of these things going wrong. And chances are, just spitballing, chances are it, like, getting the orbs from Vecna, like preemptively stealing them, knowing basically how he gets them originally. This is not the right delirium. Knowing how he gets them originally. Which one of you is this quest? Is it you? That only gives you more time, would be my guess. If he needs all 5, because I don't know how many orbs are involved right now. Well, we do. There should be 13, right? There should be 13 orbs because they line up with the moons of Eberron. Maybe there's a hidden 14th one, or maybe one of them is destroyed, so there's only 12. Maybe there's one for Eberron itself. Maybe there's one for Eberron Sybaris Kyber. I don't know. I'm going to say getting the whole point of that whole thing. The whole point was, I would think, stealing the orbs ahead of time only gives you more time, because Vecna is not going to pull the trigger on his plan until he has them all, right? So, stealing something is not going to make him stop. All that's going to do is delay him. I guess you could do like a Hercules type thing and say, oh, well, he must do it only when all of the planets are aligned kind of deal. So he is on a timeline. Hey, hireling. Come over here for a second. In my defense, I did cast Death Ward. It was dispelled. I think I cast Death Ward. Hey, hireling. Come here. Do nothing. I will be right back. This is why I mentioned last episode that it's not one I'm going to take, but there's a more than 0% reason to take the Epic Fortitude, so you can't fail Fort on a 1. It's really just Beholders, though. Outside of Beholders dispelling your Death Ward. Whatever. This is why we have the hireling. Alright. Which one did we do last time? We should do the opposite of the one we did last time. Which one did I do last time? Let's find out. Boop, boop, boop. So while I'm looking this up, what would be... What else would happen in the harbor? Because, like, I feel like if an enemy's strong enough that they're going to send you all the way back to level 1, right? Level, 21, basically. They're that strong. So they need you to do a lot of work undermining things. Also, from the point of view of Dungeons & Dragons Online, you don't want to have to make too many changes to the scenery or the internals of the quests. You want to make it easy on the devs. There's a lot of madness quests all next to each other. Fortunately, wow, there's a lot more of these than I remember. There we go. Heart of Madness. I should have just typed it in.
Strategy and Snark present.
Okay. If the conceit is that we're going back to level 1, there's got to be something like in every quest pack, I would say. There's something in every quest pack you're tweaking. There's something that you're making happen slightly differently. Okay, I found the right spot. Watching my own video. Watching myself talk about making the choice that doesn't actually matter. I think it looks like here we say... I think we picked the Lord of Stone last time. Yeah, we picked Stone last time. We're picking I this time. Woo, the answer is I. I do believe Stone is the correct choice. A, he is slightly less obviously evil, so I don't mind siding with him a little bit. Also, eyes, you have a 25% bonus to spell power. That doesn't help us. But the stone one makes you a little tougher, and that would have helped us. So, you could still think of it as melee spellcaster. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, done. So let's get this out of the way. This is the hardest part of this quest. Up we go. This is going to be even harder than before. Balloon, balloon, balloon. Alright, here we go. We're on hard mode now, and we're a balloon. Whoa, that is some loud blades. Essence of balloon. Highly susceptible to basically all damage. Where is... Does this work for me? Nope. There's a lever in there somewhere, I think, but... Oh. I chose my standing spot poorly. Hey, hireling, come here. You see that? Go pull it. Thank you. It will just... And, oh, man. If I'm also big, right? Because I'm a dragonborn. Alright. Now we go up. Alright. Do it again. Oh, I need to do that one. Alright, hireling. Hireling? They have not been, like, coming to me lately, which is a new bug. Like, that's weird. Like, I don't know if I'm just, like, not clicking it properly. Alright. First part clear. Whoa, my sword looks so weird because it's stretched out like I am. With the... You see that? The fire effect is not on the sword. Okay. I think we need to go... Was it this way? We're going to try not to get toasted by these beholders. Alright, we did okay. Hajime! I'm not bothering to cast my buffs until we're past... reasonably past the beholders. Or at least this section. There's no point in buffing and then just immediately getting blown up. You guys can come to me if you want. Yeah, come run through the trap, please. Blah, blah, blah. Behold, I have the coffin nail. Yeah. We should actually be going for the farther one first. Let's see if we can get a paralyze in here. Maybe a vorpal. Just play literally playing darts with the beholder, just trying to get him in the eye. I don't see any paralyzes, but we did, like, the damage was okay enough. I don't think these guys are intended to be super high HP. We start missing over and over. Come on. Just pop Mr. Balloon Head. There we go. Back to sword. Actually, we should leave the great shield, or the large shield on for when we're going through the traps. Because there's a good chance I'm going to die. Alright. And ow. That was only 600 damage. Summon the hireling, because she can just stand right below us. Heal up. Tell the hireling not to move, because if she moves, she'll die. Okay, I got through that one. Now we need to get through the one above us. And then over to those Medusas who are going to try to kill me while I'm still trying to get past the last one. Because I want to say if you go too high, there's one more. Ah! Up, down, up, down, up, down. Ah, I didn't switch back to my sword. I don't know if I can be petrified, though. I think we picked up a thing that said we are no longer able to be petrified. So we made it. Time to flip the lever. Man, Mage Hand would really help in this quest. It would break the quest. But that's not my concern. My concern is go fast, be easy. Alright. Done with the balloon section. Oh. He's over. I know. I know. I do like this quest. Look at these colors. Look at the silliness. There's a lot to like about this quest. Yeah, you might argue maybe it's a little much to have to do that blade thing. With a little bit of practice. Like, I got hit twice, I want to say. I think what's more frustrating is, at least when I first did the quest, I would die, and then instead of being able to raise on the spot, like you do literally anywhere else, it would actually kick you. It would kick you out all the way down to where the balloon canister is. Give or take. So it would put you at the shrine, is what they ended up doing. But I'm apparently just picking the wrong door over and over again. It meant you had to redo the entire sequence. You had to get the entire trap gauntlet done in one shot. As opposed to, you know, do it a piece at a time and make small bits of progress like you can do basically everywhere else. Alright, Essence of Mirror. I'm not convinced that you can't just turn around. No, it does say protect your reflection. Okay. Get in here, hireling. Let's get some of our spells back up. We have a lot more offense than we used to have, but I get the feeling, ow, as we take 300 damage, that we probably don't want to get hit. Let's go ahead and get that back up. At least these things go down fast. Go away, eyeball. I can't see. I didn't mean go away, my eyeball. I need to be able to see. Anyway. What else would change? So, like, it'd be really hard not to save people if you could go back in time and, like, already knew how every quest ended, right? Do you, like, which disasters do you avert? You can avert the entire Chronoscope raid because you already know the bad guy is right there. And you can just, like, power smite him on the spot. But then that whole quest never happens. Nat Gan never gets kidnapped. Like, the butterfly effect is strong. Like, do you just have to let the disasters happen so that you can respond to them naturally. So something like stealing the beacon of Stormreach. You know, the entire Sharn storyline. You can stop that by assassinating Lucient Vaunt. He's just a guy. Like, okay, sure, the whole point of the Sharn pack is that he's not that easy to get next to. But he's not that hard to get next to, right? Buy a ticket to his presentation and shoot him. I don't know. You could... that's another one of those, though, like... Can you prevent the beacon from being stolen? Because, again, it's not like Vaunt did it himself. He sent a flunky. And if you stop the flunky, did you really stop him, or is he just going to send another one? For the purposes of Dungeons & Dragons Online, you would have to make it like a temporal scavenger hunt, is what I think you'd have to do. You'd have to be like, hey, we've come up with a plan. We need these 10 things. These 10 things that we knew where they were because they've crossed paths with you personally. At some point in your career, you knew where all 10 of these things were. But for one reason or another, you no longer have them or you didn't take them to begin with. Intimidate. I rolled a 1, really? Start a fight. We got a +3 Intimidate tome like 2 episodes ago. Maybe it was last episode. Humph. Anyway. I am flat. Badoop. I think we're just supposed to charge him. Ah, come on. There we go. The revolution has come. Let's see. Oh, did I over... Nope, still going. Let's see. So some number of things that crossed paths with you that all together might change the outcome. What could it be? Well, we don't really know what the bad guy's plan is, admittedly. We haven't come up with it yet. Oop, that's not the one I clicked on. I feel like most bad guy plans that are hard to stop involve things that never needed the heroes around. Like, the heroes... So, like, a bad villain. An easy-to-stop villain is Jafar. All you have to do is not be an idiot. You know Jafar's the bad guy. Don't very obviously give him the lamp. Wish for something to defeat Jafar. Wish for Jafar to be on the moon. Okay? Done. Jafar needs the hero way more than the plot needs Jafar. A lot of that movie could have happened without Jafar. Jafar, talk about Aladdin for, on the off chance you don't know who Jafar is. Jafar is the villain of at least the Disney adaptation of Aladdin. Yeah. I think the movie still works without Jafar. Because the true villain of the movie is Aladdin. And his pathological lying. Like, you could get away with having the movie without Jafar easy. You just have to have Aladdin come clean in a different way. It's not like they ever did a big genie fight or anything. It's not like Aladdin ever actually stood a chance against Jafar's magic. It was always going to be Deus Ex Machina of some kind. It was always going to be a gotcha of some kind. Because how else was he going to make it? He wasn't. That feels wrong. One too many times. This is just a big circle, so... Right. You just force it to loop around. So it goes. I think it... Let's see if it just solves itself. Did I forget anybody? Nope, I got them all. What was the point of all that? Right. Bad villain. Easy to stop. Yeah, just don't be stupid and give him the lamp. Easy. Not to mention, seriously, doesn't Abu get wishes? Maybe the princess would like a couple wishes? I'm not saying don't free the genie. I'm just saying, hey, I'm going to save my third wish. Here, you have a go, and you have a go, and you have a go. Don't use all three wishes. Because the only thing we know is that the third wish... No. Even the third wish doesn't trigger the automatic Cave of Wonders. No. Pass that shit around for a while. Anyway. There's your direct-to-TV version of Aladdin. What if everyone in Agrabah gets 2 wishes? Alright. We are now done fighting boulders. Does it matter? No, but I'm going to cast our buffs anyway. So we dance battled a beholder last time. Now we're going to dance battle I think it's this gargoyle. No, it's a Medusa. It's a Medusa. So, again, our goal here is to stun her and dance. Dance. La 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 la. Look at that. I've got my percentages going up. Oh, look at that. You've been smote again. Dance. I don't... It takes me just a little too long to knock her down without... if I don't get a crit in here. And then I still have to type dance in. We're not going to be ahead by very much. Ah, again? Well, she's not actually dancing right now. She's trying to get us. So we got a little bit ahead there because she went after us instead of dancing. Ooh. We got a crit in there, so we got some... get a little bit of a lead. I mean, what other quest has you, instead of contemplating DPS calcs, you're like, okay, how long do I dance versus how long do I fight? It's not, do I hit my buttons in the right order? It's, can I spell dance correctly fast enough? I should just, like, make a macro or something, but I don't actually know if DDO has, like, can I put dance on the hotbar? I don't know. I know I used to be able to do it in, like, Dark Age of Camelot. But I don't know if there's a function for it in this game. Never tried. I think about it in this quest, and then I never think about it again. So by the time I'm thinking about it, it stops. It immediately stops mattering. All right, we're getting pretty close. Oh, there's another good crit. We might even keep it under 50% if we can get another crit in here, or she goes for us. Ooh. Ooh, I think we might keep her under 50% total. We're in the 90s. Oh, there was another good one. We're not even going to try to hit her now. We're just going to go straight in. Look at that. She was under 50%. Nice. Alright, well, that's the end of this pack. I don't really like the first quest, but, you know, it was nice to run around. Obviously, there's no differences. This is... You get the exact same experience, heroic and epic. These are so high level, heroic, that you have all your abilities, right? And my epic abilities don't change anything about this quest other than, like, what I maybe can tank those blades a little bit longer, maybe. It's not a huge difference. Yeah, I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that. We're out. Yeah, so... You know what you get with this pack when you buy it, though. Like, it is on the can. Here's your 3 quests. They're heroic and epic. They are identical. But there's only 3 of them. There's no saga or anything, so it's not like you have to do all 3. There's a lot of charm in the second and third quest. The first one... The second and the third quest are good enough for the pack. I'm pretty sure that's what I said when we were here in Heroic. But yeah, what level are these? These are level 18 and 26. It's not even 10 levels later. These are very close together. You have all your abilities at 18 when you're doing these. Hell, I think we were... I still have it up. What level were we? It looks like we were level 20. We literally had all 20 of our levels. I don't think we had... We hadn't actually pushed the button to go to 21 yet. But yeah. That was that pack. It's exactly what you would expect. Well, thanks for listening to me rant about potential, like, cool DDO TR changes. Or reflavoring the TR. That, or no, not TR. Reflavoring Epic. That's what I mean. I think it's a cool idea. I'm probably going to be brainstorming even more about this. Like, man, what would it be like pack to pack if your character canonically already had done it before? Do you go straight to the second half of Waterworks to save the brother that dies? Does that then cause the first brother to die? Because normally you went there first and saved him, right? Does the other brother die instead? Does gunning straight for the Seal of Chanticleer draw even more attention to it? Because, like, I don't know, strange adventurer made a run straight into that one sewer for some strange reason. Probably not. I mean, how different is Giant Hold when you know what's going on? Right? You go kick down the door to the Tor, suplex the Storm Reaver because you are like twice his level. Just any of the early raids, right? Man, you go up to, what's it called? Tempest Spine? You just throw a rock. You throw an epic level boulder toss up the mountain, and you just plink the boss off the mountain. And no one ever knows. Oh, there's so many quests. I imagine there's a lot of quests that are just, you're walking down the street and you're just like, that's the boss from 3 dungeons from now. One moment, please. Carry on. That would be a cool dungeon by itself. They use the marketplace map. You have to assassinate a specific guy, like another time traveler, without messing up the event that's already going on. They basically, that's Chronoscope, right? More or less, that's Chronoscope. So we got to use a different map. Chronoscope, but you're in the harbor and you're trying to assassinate Hazadil. Maybe. I don't know. They have a goddamn time machine. They should use it more. That's the moral of the story. Alright. Where are we going next? Next time we are going to... Oh shit, that's going to be a long one. Next time, we're doing the epic version of the Shadows over Wayloon. Is that what it was called? So that is the Wayloon, or Disciples of Shar. I think that's what it's called. We're going to prison. And then to the wilderness. because they're technically all one pack. So they get to be one video. Joy! That's going to take like 3 days to record all of that in one, and then just have to patch it all together. Well, I don't know. I can. We've got a couple shortcuts we can take because we're epic. But again, man, it feels like we just did those. We're doing them already. That's what we're doing next time. Thanks for watching. Seriously. Let me know what you would do differently if your character had foreknowledge of a quest. What's a quest you think would be interesting to know ahead of time and be allowed to change something? Because that's what I'm going to be thinking about for the rest of the day. Anyway, take care.